Hello everyone, Alice here. Today I'm going to be doing a review on a book called Hold Still by Nina Lacone. I've done quite a lot of, I've put quite a few highlights throughout this book because there's a lot that I'd like to talk about in terms of this book. As I said, I've done a more in-depth review on my Goodreads. The link will be in the description down below. Again, I'm going to talk a bit about the book, things like that, and then give a rating out of 5. I finished this book in March of this year, and this truly was one of the best books I've read in a very, very long time. So far, this has been my favourite book this year. A bit of a kind of quick sort of story is it's to do with Ingrid and Caitlin, and they're both really close friends. And it's talking about, it's basically talking about their friendship because Ingrid ended her life. And it talks about how Caitlin kind of copes with that and things. And the way it's done is really interesting. How it's done is because it's basically set in different seasons, like fall, summer, fall, spring, summer, winter. And it's it seems like it's based upon a whole entire year or after the loss of her friend. And the thing that's interesting, there's a lot of this book is to do with Caitlin's story. But then throughout the book, you also get introduced to a journal that Ingrid had written, for example, and like it does kind of journal entries, like a drawing that she did, letters, things like that. And this really did hold so much power, so much emotion, and just so much meaning behind this story. And it uncovers a lot. Like you get to learn so much in this book. You get to it's really well how it's done, because you see drawing with Caitlin. The book starts with her feeling completely helpless, completely lost, broken, alone, damaged, and completely traumatized and completely hurt. But as you go through the book, you're reading as she's gradually improving and getting better. But the journal entries that she starts reading is the decline in Ingrid's mental health and things like that. And that's really well how it's put together, because you get to see how hurt Caitlin is to start with, but see how much stronger she gets to the end. But then you get to learn how much weaker and how the darkness and upset overtook Ingrid throughout it. And I thought that was really well put together. It was really fantastic how that was written out. And you get to learn that you could be the closest friends with someone, but you could never truly, not always ever really understand what they're going through. And certain diary entries throughout this book is you get to learn about this. You get to learn, for example, a diary entry. I'm just trying to find the letter so I can explain. Yeah, for example, this is a diary entry, and this is not really that far. It's page 90 in the book. And it basically says, "Dear Caitlin, When you left my house today, I started crying and couldn't stop. There are so many things that I want to say so badly to tell you, but I just can't. Sometimes I think my mum's the crazy one. She makes the biggest deal out of these tiny microscopic things that aren't that weird, but when I can tell that you aren't understanding me, that's when I know that I've really lost it. That's really upsetting to read, because you can tell how much Ingrid wants to talk to Caitlin about what she's going through, but she just can't seem to have it in her to fully open up. And there's other diary entries to do with a guy that Ingrid really liked. And she writes how she really loves him and stuff, but she can never be with him, that she let out anger and rage towards him and then ended up going off and doing things with 2 random guys, and her regret and upset that she can't do this or talk and open up to, I think the guy's called Jason. I'm pretty sure he's called Jason. Is basically the boy that she's always had this crush on, and even throughout the book you get to learn that he's had this crush on her as well. But the thing that this book does so fantastically well is it truly gets to the very depths of everything, and it goes through the whole process of loss, of moving forward, getting stronger. And even throughout the book, when Caitlin meets a friend, think the friend's called Dylan. Dylan's like a new person, and she's not long started in the school, and you get to kind of see Caitlin saying that she's so happy she's finally found a friend of hers, and Dylan basically says, look, I can never be a replacement for Ingrid, I'm sorry, but I can't be. And then it gets to the point where Caitlin feels this nasty, evil regret that she's smiling, that she's happy. She shouldn't be happy because she's lost her closest friend. And you get to kind of learn everything. You get to learn so much about, it's just how well it's put together. It truly captures all stages of grief. It captures the complete emptiness that you feel. It then captures the sudden improvement, knowing that you maybe can never move on, but you can still get a little bit better. You can still find ways to try and cope and stuff. Then it shows you the depths of your despair and anger of your own self, for smiling again, for laughing, for moving on. And then you get back to seeing there's just so much this book has given, and so much, it's got such a powerful hold on me that I can't seem to fully express how amazing this book truly was. And there's something in this book that truly is it's a very simple but a truly powerful statement. And I'll just read it, I'll just read that part. And this was the final entry in Ingrid's journal. And she wrote, "Dear Caitlin, this is a real letter. I hope you get this far, but I won't be mad if you don't want to read any of it. This is what I want, so don't be sad. You might be looking for reasons, but there are no reasons. The sun stopped shining for me is all. The whole story is I am sad. I am sad all the time, and the sadness is so heavy that I can't get away from it. Not ever. there used to be days that I thought I was okay, or at least that I was going to be. We'd be hanging out somewhere and everything would just fit right, and I would think it will be okay if I can just be like this forever. But of course nothing can ever stay just how it is forever. I don't want to hurt you or anybody, so just please forget about me. Just try, find yourself a better friend. I never laughed as hard as I laughed with you. But now not even the laughing feels good, love, Ingrid. This truly was a very powerful letter, and the main bit that really got to me and made me tear up a bit was the fact that she just says that you might be looking for reasons, but there are no reasons. The sun stopped shining for me is all. It's such a simple message, but it holds so much power, and it really truly shows that so well in this book. I can't seem to physically express how powerful this book can be and how powerful it was, because you get to just learn so much. You get to learn about why, because they both was in photography class together, and the sorry that I'm quite disorganized. Yeah, basically the photography teacher is called Miss Delaney, and she was kind of someone that was kind of who Ingrid and Caitlin always turned to. She was always friendly, caring and understanding. But after Ingrid had passed away, she just seemed so different, so kind of cut off with communicating with Caitlin anymore. And you get to kind of learn her story. You get to learn why that was the way she reacted. And throughout this book, you get to kind of get shown how Caitlin's trying to help others through Ingrid's journal. For example, I believe he was called Jason, but she gave a letter to Jason expressing how much Ingrid truly loved him. She gives a letter to other people, like close friends, things like she's passing on a letter to her parents as well, and she's kind of passing on these letters to people just to try and kind of give them closure as well. They get to kind of maybe not understand, but kind of try and get where and the reasons why Ingrid felt that was the only way out. And another thing that's good about this book is the fact that you really do see her decline throughout the story, throughout the journal, where she's writing like, I'm sorry, Dad, please don't be angry with me, things like that. You see her decline, and you, whilst you're getting upset and feeling how hurt she is, you get to start learning and seeing Caitlin gradually improving through life. There's so much I can talk about this book for hours. It was a book I really didn't expect I was going to enjoy as much as I did. And this is something I will highly recommend people reading, because although it's mainly based around suicide, it's still based around grief, and it gets you to kind of, you can understand and see the process of grief and how it truly can change a person, but still knowing that there's still that slight kind of glimmer of hope, glimmer of light, at the end of the tunnel, and this book truly does an incredible job on how well this is put together. This I gave a solid 5 out of 5 stars. This book, it took me a few days to read because of the emotions behind it, and I mean the art in this book is incredible. I mean the front picture is beautiful. This is another picture that's really well put together, and I mean there's the art in this book, like there's not too much art, but the art that you get to see is really phenomenal. Sorry. I'm trying to find the final bit of art, which again really does yeah, this was another bit of art that was put at the back, near the back of the book, Brave. This book really is one that I would highly recommend. Anyone that would ever ask me for a recommendation, I would definitely hands down tell them about this book. But I'll make it clear that it is a very emotional story, but it's truly phenomenal. I'm probably never going to be able to say that word. So I'm sorry about that it took a bit of time, and I was trying to look through the book to show you things, but I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video and my other videos, then please like, comment, subscribe. Take care. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.